Alright, it's been a while since I rode the Gixxer. It's cold as balls out here. It's 30, it's like 37 or something. But I don't know, I felt like riding, so we riding, baby. Let's hit it. Alright, we gotta get some fuel up in the crotch rocket. So let's do that. First, let's do that first. We'll get some gas, then we'll go to the ATM machine. Then I gotta take back Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets Blu-ray DVD to the red box. And need to check my fucking air pressure in the tires because they feel wonky as shit. You know what I'll do? I might as well. Why not? Alright. While I'm out here, I might as well make it a proper video. Nice green car, bubba. So let me get a space to park for a second. This looks like a good spot to pull over for a second. Oh, fucking mud. Maybe not. Shit. That's alright. I saw I chased a bunch of ducks over here the other day. Or not ducks, turkeys. I was gonna eat one of them fucking turkeys if I caught it. Anyway. Alright, first thing I'm gonna do is let my glasses unfog. Alright, yeah, my visor for the helmet's fine. But my glasses do fog up when I'm talking with the fucking lid shut. I should not have pulled in here. This is mud, dirt, and gravel. And who knows what other construction horse shit. But anyway, I love the sound of my exhaust. I love it. Haha. Anyway. What I'm going to do is a video I've been thinking about for a long time. My personal own top 10 pieces of advice for brand new riders. Everybody does tips for new riders videos. You know what I'm going to do? Oh, but everybody does their versions of tips for brand new riders videos, so this is going to be my take on it. The number one on the list, so I'm just going to jump into it because it's something I just realized that I did, which is fun. It's going to be number one on the list, or number 10. Should we count down or count up? We're going to count down. It doesn't matter. None is like more important than the other. They're all very important. So number 10, counting down from 10 to 1 of my pieces of advice for brand new motorcycle riders just getting into riding. First thing, when you get on your bike, this is assuming you wear a lid. I would say wear a lid, but I'm not going to go there. Everybody says wear a lid. Wear a lid. If you don't, you're just dumb. I don't pretty often, but not a whole lot. Just like if it's super hot or if I'm just going here to there or whatever. But you should always wear a lid. I can tell you stories and get into all the reasons why and all that shit, but you should know by now, wear a lid, but that's not it. Number 10 on the list is when you put on your helmet, make sure hold on, I gotta get the other camera. Make sure that you actually strap your helmet onto your head. I do that all the fucking time. You put on your lid and then you don't do it yet, you mean to, and then you're putting on your sunglasses, or you're making adjustments, or you're fucking with the GoPro or whatever, and you just forget to do it. And then the thing about that is, the whole reason for having this on is to protect your head if you crash. If you crash and this is undone, the helmet's gonna fly off of your head. Just like when you see people in crashes, their shoes come off and go flying and shit. That shit happens. Like, the G-forces just send shit flying, and the helmet will go flying, and then you crack your melon open, and there was no reason for wearing the helmet in the first place. So, number 10 on the list, strap on your helmet. When you put it on, do the strap. I want to do mine right now. I straight up forgot again. I do that all the time. Guilty. Number 9 on the list, check your tire pressures often. And when I say often, I mean every single time you ride, especially if you park your bike outside. I park mine inside, like actually inside my mother's house, like in a room. So it's a little bit better than if it was outside, but just like on a car, as the temperatures outside change, the pressures in your tires change, and they will change weirdly sometimes. Like the last time I checked mine, the last time I rode, I checked them, the front one was at like 20 and the back one was at like 34. Like they were way off. Like, I don't mean just low or high, I mean they were different. And you'll take off to go ride and everything will seem cool, and then you go to hit a corner and you start doing this shit and it will throw you off, you'll crash, everything. It'll suck. Hey, like my new paint job here. I don't know if I explained that in any of my videos. I had laid the bike down one time and fucked up my stator cover plate, and then I was gonna order a new one, but instead I decided to take it off, put a new gasket on. I sanded it down and re-sprayed it, but the paint that I used wasn't rated for high enough temperatures, and it started to come off. So like 2 months ago, me and my buddy were riding, and he looked down, he said, "Oh, your shit's peeling." I said, "Oh, fuck." So I redid that, is what I'm getting at, and I think it looks pretty good. How do you like my horn? I put that custom horn in there. I think it looks pretty good. It ain't like an air horn, but it sounds alright. Where we at? Yeah, it sounds alright. The old one died. Just old age. Anyway, so number 9, check your tire pressures. I mean, give them a quick, before you even get on, give them a quick, touch it, squeeze it test. But then if you hit a gas station, check them. They got the automatic machines that have the dial on it that'll tell you the air pressures. Check it every single time you go for gas, I would say. It's Thanksgiving, by the way. Happy Turkey Day to all y'all. I hope you ain't gonna be out here in all that Black Friday horse shit, elbowing motherfuckers to get a fucking $50 DVD player. Don't do it, it ain't worth it. Sit at home, watch some of your favorite uncle's videos on YouTube and hit the like and subscribe button instead. Decorate your fucking Christmas shit in your house. Drink some beers. I made some nice suggestions in some of my videos, by the way. If you didn't know that, I do beer reviews now. I do food reviews, product reviews, movie reviews, video game reviews, cookie reviews. Anyway, yeah, hopefully all that mud came off. Number 8. This just happened to me the other day too. And this is some weird, funny shit. Another rider out here, he had a whole face mask on because it's cold out here. You can't tell through the camera, but I'm telling you, it's in the 30s. Anyway, you see this right here? The gear shifter? I believe the last time that I rode, I was sitting at a light like this, and the light went to turn, and so I had both feet on the, I'm tall enough so I have both feet on the ground all the time. I went to lean when the light turned green to the right a little bit, Or maybe I was. I believe I was just kind of leaning to the right like this. The light turned green. I put my foot down. Look closely at my foot if you can see it. Hopefully you can see it through the GoPro. This is perfect, actually, if you can see that. You see my gear shift lever? You see my shoelace? I put the shit in gear and then went to go ride. And as I was taking off, rolling from the light, I went to put my foot back down. And my shoelace, right here, can you see that, how my shoelace is? Was caught on the gear shift lever and I couldn't put my foot down to the ground. And the bike just started going like this. And I almost dumped the bike just because I went to put my foot down and couldn't because my shoelace. So what I'm getting at is, check your shoelaces. Do you see what I'm trying to say? I was on the bike, I had the bike lean to the right like this, went to go take off, put the shit in gear, and then went to straighten the bike back up. But as I was trying to straighten it up, my foot was caught on the fucking gear shift lever, and I started going like this. And luckily, I lifted my foot up. I realized what was happening, lifted my foot up, and it successfully unhooked and went down to the ground to save me from dumping the bike. But I mean, easily, I could have just dumped the bike and been laying there with it on my one leg and got my head run over by a truck. I had the fucking red light, which is never fun. So, number 8 on the list is check your shoelaces before you ride. Just make sure that they ain't all loose and hanging down. Matter of fact, let me tuck mine in right now. This ain't bad. It ain't long enough to catch on the shifter, but last time it was. Hold on, let me do that properly. Number 6 on my list of things, pieces of advice for brand new riders. Take the motorcycle safety course. Wherever you live, I'm sure they have one. I know here in Pennsylvania they have it, and I know in Ohio they have it. I'm assuming they have the shit everywhere. Here, the motorcycle safety course is the best thing any motorcycle rider, and I mean veteran rider or brand new rider, can do. Here's why. Number 1, it's free, okay? A lot of motherfuckers out here, a lot of people out here ride their bikes just on their learner's permit for their entire motorcycle riding life. Like, they just keep renewing their permit, which is perfectly legal here in Pennsylvania, or at least it was, and they never go get the license. Well, if you take the Pennsylvania motorcycle safety course, you get your license for free. The course is free. The course itself is free. Even if you need to use one of their bikes, they provide free bikes for you to ride. And at the end of it, you get your driver's license for free, or your motorcycle endorsement on your driver's license. Like, you can't beat that. They provide the motorcycles. Like, it's seriously a good thing. Like, they want people to be safe. They don't want to have to scrape people up off the ground. You know what I mean? They don't want to see it. So that's why the shit's for free. It's awesome. So do it. So it's free. You get your license at the end of it. They provide the bikes. That's 3 awesome parts of it. Another awesome part of it, they teach you some shit that will save your life, and shit that you have never like even thought that you would need to do. Like, you can get on a dirt bike and ride around and learn how to shift gears and all that, and then jump on a motorcycle and think you're going to be alright. But like, that's a great way to learn the mechanics of riding. But there are skills like quick action maneuvers that you need to do when some shit's about to happen. Like, if there's something in the road and you need to clutch and brake real fast and swerve to avoid it, they teach you that shit. They make you practice that shit over and over again, and it really puts good habits in your bag, in your repertoire, that will stick with you for your life and save your life if it comes down to it. Another reason is some of the shit that they teach you is just will have you feeling like a boss. They, like, I don't know how they do it everywhere, but here, I took the Pennsylvania one, and there's 2 levels of it. There's the beginners and then the advanced. I took the advanced because, I mean, I had already been riding for a while and what have you, and I had my own bike already. The beginners course is for people, the beginners lessons are more for people who have never, like, even sat on a bike, don't know anything about it, the mechanics or any of it, and that's where and it's for people who don't have their own bike, and that class is way longer. It's like a week. You have to come back like 5 or 7 separate days for a couple hours here and there, and they run you all the way through it and get you competent. At the end of it, you get your license and all that. The advanced class is one day, I believe 8-hour day. It's really in-depth and intense, and what I was saying about feeling like a boss at the end of it, they like draw figure 8s on the ground, or no, they draw like a box on the ground, I think, and you have to be able to do a figure 8 inside of this box that's like the size of this shopping cart rack right here. It's crazy, and you look at it and you're like, there's no fucking way I can do that. You'll do it, and then not only will you do it, the instructor will do it, and he'll do it on a gigantic Harley, like, full dresser. He'll show you that you can do it on anything. Like, it'll boost the shit out of your confidence, is what I'm trying to say. They will show you that you can do shit you never thought you could, and they'll show you why you should be able to do it, because it will save your life. So number 5 on the list of my advice to give to new riders, I would say ride in the dirt first if you have an opportunity to. I would say learn the mechanics of riding a motorcycle on a dirt bike or a scooter or even a quad, or like just something smaller that has the manual shifting like that. The same thing that a motorcycle has. That way you can learn without having any of the distractions. No lights, you already know how to drive. You know about red lights and stop signs and all that shit. You don't need to have that worry while you're trying to learn the mechanics of, like how a bike steers, how you have to push and pull instead of turning, and clutch control and all that shit. You want to learn that stuff in a safe environment, and the dirt is a safe environment. I was on a night ride with a bunch of buddies one time, and we were on the fucking highway, and while we were riding, we were on a section of the highway that they were doing the construction on. They were putting the new pavement down and shit, and you couldn't see. Like, you could see, these things have awesome headlights, but I mean, shit, we were going fast, and they do the fucking ground like in levels, so they'll like close this side of the road and grind it up and like scoop half of the shit off, and then they'll open it back up so you can ride on it, and then they'll do this half of the road. But while this half has like that much of the ground missing, the fucking manhole covers are still there, and you can't see them at night, and it's raised now. So like normally a manhole cover would be flush with the ground. When they dig up the shit, now all of a sudden you're riding and you come to a manhole cover that's like fucking that. Well, that's exactly what happened that night. I had no idea that there was a fucking manhole cover in front of me, this high off the fucking ground, and it came, I said, oh shit, and it, boom, I hit it, and it fucking launched me into the fucking air, and luckily I just landed, and that was the end of it, but could have been a lot worse. The point of this story is something that I do that, and this is going to be outside of like the normal advice that people give, but just like that shit popped up on me and I didn't see it, when I'm riding behind other vehicles, I like, if there's a line of other cars, let me walk down here real quick. Right here. This van could ride right over that fucking manhole cover, and if I was right here, like he doesn't need to move to ride over that manhole cover. He can just ride straight over it. And if I'm riding right here on my motorcycle, all of a sudden the manhole cover appears. Boom! I'm in the air, whatever. I'm getting run over by the cars behind me. So I stay further back on my bike if I can't see past the vehicle in front of me to see what they see. And then I also stay to one side or the other. And you never hear I never heard anybody else ever talk about this, but this is something that just makes sense to me. If I stay right here instead of right here, if he rides over that manhole cover or that dead deer or that car rim or luggage rack or whatever that's in the road that he has no problem riding right over without, you know, fucking the shit up. If I'm over here, hopefully it'll go right past me. Or at least if he hits it with his tires, I'll see it do that and then I can get over. Does that make sense? That's what I do. Fuck it. Do not ride up nobody's ass where you can't see in front of them to see what they see, and try to stick to one side or the other. Now, if you're riding, you know, you can ride up to 3 positions in the lane. I get it. Whatever. Just something to keep in mind. They could ride right over a fucking dead deer in the road if it's a small deer or a dead raccoon or possum or whatever. If you're right behind them, all of a sudden that shit's going to appear. You're going to get fucked up. Number 4 on the list. Don't run out of gas. If you have a fuel injected motorcycle, do not run out of gas. Keep the motherfucker full if you can. Keep at least, I don't know what the hell this is. This looks like a stain, but it's not. It's like it got burnt or something. Like I tried to clean this with everything, it won't come off. It sucks, but whatever. He's getting old anyway. Try to keep his ass shiny and nice, but you know, just like me, we're both getting up there. I was riding with my buddy one time. He came to get me and he said, let's go for a ride. I said, all right. We took off from my mother's house. We were riding. Got around the corner. The fucking light source blinking. This don't have a gas gauge. It has this that little thing, that little light right there. It'll blink like that when you're getting low, and then it'll go solid yellow if it means like get gas right now, asshole. Well, my shit was on get gas right now, asshole, and I told my buddy, I said I gotta stop and get gas. He said, we'll get it down the street. I said okay. We proceeded to ride. We got to where he said we're gonna get gas. Just as we were fucking pulling into that damn gas station, my shit fucking cut off. I was like, oh shit, well at least we're here. So I pushed the bike up to the gas pump, pumped the gas, fired it up. Didn't run right, ran like shit. Continued to ride for a little while until the bike was just like, just wouldn't ride right at all. So I had to stop, and I was like, I'm done. Took the bike home. Next day I went to fire it up, wouldn't fucking start at all. What I'm getting at is, as you saw when I opened up this right here, see this is rust, okay? The insides of these gas tanks get rusty, and pieces of the rust settle at the bottom of the fucking tank. Also, the fuel that you buy, you're only supposed to put the premium, you know, high grade gas in these things, but even that has a lot of impurities in it. That's why you have fuel filters on your fucking shit. In the bottom of your gas tank, there's a whole bunch of fucking sediment, is what I'm saying. Little pieces of shit that settle down in there. When you run your gas level all the way down to the bottom, your fuel pump starts to suck up all that shit. That shit clogs up your fuel injectors. That shit clogs up your fuel injectors. You have a bad day. I have a video. If I can find it, I'll put the clip of whenever I finally fixed this motherfucker after it was down for like months. I had to take off the fuel injectors, take the tank off, flush it. I had to back flush the fuel injectors. I had to buy new spark plugs, all kind of shit. It was all fucked up. All because I ran out of gas. Don't run out of gas. That's number 4. Unless you have a carbureted engine, then, you know, who cares? I had an old Honda. I used to run out of gas all the time. It was carbureted. Didn't make no fucking difference. Okay, number 3. Ride at your own level. Now, there's a couple ways you can take that. What I'm talking about when I say ride at your own level, I don't mean ride by yourself and stay at your own skill level forever. You should ride with people that are better than you and learn from them. Just like with anything, if you want to get better at playing chess, you play people that are better than you, and that's how you'll improve. You'll watch them, and you'll, through osmosis, gain knowledge and get better. What I mean by ride at your own level is you're going to start riding, you're going to ride with people who are better than you, and what happens is riding is one of the most fun things that you can do in life, and you're going to get excited, and when you get excited, you start wanting to do you're on the bike, you're like, yeah, I want to do something else, and then if the dude with you is really good at wheelies or can hit corners really fast and you haven't even ever done that shit before, you might end up trying to do some shit that you can't do yet and you're gonna get fucked up. Don't do that. Ride at your own level means don't let your excitement put you into situations that you wouldn't normally be in. Get there gradually. Improve with time. Don't try to learn and think you're going to be an expert at doing shit instantly, immediately. Alright, number 2. Number 2 on the list, the countdown of my advice for new riders is choose a bike that's to your liking. Don't go with the crowd. Don't go picking by what you see everybody else having, because bikes are inexpensive compared to like bigger vehicles like cars and shit. Well, they can be, unless you're getting into Ducatis and shit like that, then you're making house payments on them. But you go, you see everybody out there is riding a Gixxer 1000. You go and you buy a Gixxer 1000 and you find out after riding it for a month you're afraid of it, or the insurance is too high, or it's you're a smaller framed individual and it's too big for you, or you didn't realize that sport bikes were so uncomfortable on long rides, or you look around and you see everybody on Gixxers and you're just like, oh shit, I should have got something else. Before you buy a motorcycle, if you find out that you're interested in it, try to ride a few different kinds. Go to a dealership. They are really good
which is strange to me, but they're really good about letting people ride shit. Like, you would think it would be a big, hard ordeal to go through. They will hand you the keys to a brand new bike so easy, you will be like, hey, well, whoa. I didn't, what? So I'm like, here, take it, go for a ride. They really have high pressure to sell shit. So, go in, sit on a cruiser, sit on a sport bike, sit on different sizes of cruisers and sport bikes, sit on a street and trail, sit on a naked bike, sit on an electric bike, sit on everything. Take shit for test rides. If you got friends that are nice enough to let you ride their shit around a parking lot real quick, I don't recommend that. I mean, it's me personally. I don't like riding other people's shit because I just have this guilt inside, like, hey, if I crash it, then I gotta pay for it and I'll feel bad. But, you know, hey, you do you. If you have friends that are cool enough to let you ride, and they, you know, as long as you have the skills to ride, you're not gonna crash their shit. At least sit on a bunch of different bikes. They're all, I mean, the differences in them vary big time. The sizes, the power ranges, the maintenance costs and scheduling, it's just, I mean, whether they have seats for your girlfriend on the back or not, or how customizable they are. I mean, there's a million different things. Don't just go like, oh shit, I like that, I'm gonna get that, because you see, I'm telling you, you'll go and you'll buy it, and then you'll end up regretting it. It's better to just get what you really want the first time. Don't be in a hurry. And then the number one item on the list of advice for new riders from me, your favorite uncle, is assume that everybody out here on a car on the road wants to run you off the road and kill you. That sounds horrible, but that's the mentality you need to have when you're out here riding. When you're on the parkway, you got to realize this thin little strip of line right here, this is what separates you on this side from cars flying toward you on this side who are probably on their phone texting. Some of them could be on this side, or they could be, or you could be right here, and they could be in the lane next to you with no line and just come over because they don't see you, they don't hear you, they don't care. You will be surprised how many times I have almost been killed by people in cars who either didn't give a shit or made honest mistakes. Maybe they dropped something, reached down to get it, swerved into my lane, whatever. It's nothing to them, but just like that, you're dead. Assume that every car you see out here is going to swerve into your lane, and then you'll be in the mind state all the time, ready to react, all the time, ready to swerve out of the lane, ready to hit your brakes, ready to accelerate out of the way, whatever you got to do, ready to flip them the finger, get on your horn, whatever you need to do to save yourself in a situation, because I'm telling you, the truth is they just don't give a shit. Like, so many people in cars out here are oblivious to us on motorcycles. So protect yourself. That's it for today's moto vlog. I'm gonna finish my ride here to my mom's house. Thanks for checking me out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, please. Get yourself a motorcycle. We need more riders out here. Take the motorcycle course, of course. Of course. The horse, of course. Share my videos. Hit the like button. Hit the bell and the subscribe button so you'll be notified of new videos. Stay tactical. I love you. I love you the most. Bye.
La 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 la.